Hey everyone, welcome back to Alchemy of Zero Phase. This is Eric, and I have a video I want to go through with you on a subject that I don't think gets touched on enough in regards to color control in Stable Diffusion. So there was a command a while ago, and I don't remember who found this out, that you can use in a Stable Diffusion prompt, and I think it works with most models, if not all, called the break command. And basically what it is the word break, B-R-E-A-K, all in capitals, that you put after an emphasis on a word with color. And what it does is it helps control color bleeding. If you've worked with AI image generation enough, you know that when you specify a color in a prompt, the image tends to take on the effect of that color on a lot of different things in the image. And this can be really frustrating when you're trying to create images that have many different colors. A lot of times you just let the AI kind of decide, so you don't specify colors and you just kind of hope it gets you what you want. Other times you can kind of color in using things like the mini paint or you know, in an art program you kind of paint in the color you want and then go back and re-render or in-paint that and hope it comes out the same color. A little frustrating to do that. What I want to show you in this video is how the break command works. I have spent the last, I don't know, a week or so, somebody pointed it out. I was going through making some images on and putting them up on my Discord, and one of the users on there said, hey, you should try the break command if you don't want the color bleeding. It helps really reduce that. And I had mentioned to her that I had messed with it before, but didn't really think much about it. And so I dove into it and started studying up on it, and I found out a couple different things about the break command. First is, you know, first of all, let's get an image up here. Let's just do this. We're going to get a portrait up. They tend to have pretty good color contrast, and we'll just kind of do like a, I don't know, portrait. Let's see, professional portrait photo of a beautiful woman in red dress. Okay. No color detail. I put that in there because I do have something specific I'm going to show you here with let's see if we can't get the camera. I don't think it's going to do. There we go. Okay. So let me jump into this and show you. We're just going to generate a standard portrait photo here. Yeah, let's enable a detailer. Let's get the face so it looks nice. Portrait negative prompt. Okay, we're using the RPG artist tool checkpoint V3. You know what? We're going to switch off the in-painting one. I was using that earlier. We're going to move to the one that has the VAE baked in, so we're going to shut off this one, so we don't need the VAE. And we're going to make this portrait style, so switch it over to 4x5, generate a couple of these, hit generate on that. So a couple things you'll notice in the image. We specified red dress, but we didn't specify red on anything else. And what you can see is that it's putting red on a lot of other things. Okay, it's you know, red walls. If we get in here, she'll probably have a red rose in her hair. Her hair is kind of red. You know, it's just overall the effect is a little much. And you know, as pretty as the picture is, there's a lot of red in that picture. And again, we're not specifying anything else. We can, through prompting, specify certain things and get better color control, but you're still going to get a lot of color bleeding. For example, if we come in here and specify she's got a red dress, and let's say you use a color like, let's say we want her to have green hair. Okay, this is going to give you some interesting results because green's a pretty strong word, and so you're going to end up getting a lot of green in the background. It's not doing too bad here with this, but if you start specifying more colors, you're going to get some weird stuff going on. So green hair, let's specify brown chair, And see how it's made her eyes kind of green too? Yeah, see, green eyes. We didn't specify green eyes, but it bled over into that. Brown chair, and let's say we want blue walls. Oh, oops, canceled it. And so you're going to get a lot of weirdness. Okay, the walls are now green, not blue, because blue and green tend to kind of be together. They're close. This one here, she's got red hair, red dress. Did get a brown chair, but the blue and the green got kind of blended together. The chair is not even in this one, or kind of is right there, but yeah. So we're not getting very good color control. And her eyes, again, we're not really specifying eyes. We could say striking red dress, green hair. Let's put it in here. Let's go. What's a good eye color? Let's say blue eyes. Let's just see how it affects the whole thing. Again, my point here is that you don't have much control. You can specify it, but the AI is going to kind of interpret it however it wants. She no longer has a red dress or green hair. Her eyes might be blue. The chair is kind of a brown red, and you got green walls. Okay. So what we're going to do is show how the break command works here. We're going to manually do it. See, he's still got green eyes, and I'll show you how I do it using my prompt generator here in a little bit. But so with the break command, you have to, as far as I know, you have to. I've tried it without, and it doesn't really seem to have an effect. You have to use the emphasis format, where you put it in parentheses with a colon in between whatever it is you want to emphasize. So striking red dress. And there's another point I'm going to make there too when dealing with colors. We're going to put it at 1.4 because the dress should be the focus of the image, really. I mean, it takes up a major portion of the image. Green hair. So here's where I'm going to get into another point. I found out through trial and error that if you just state red dress, it may or may not do it. And I think this is the frustration a lot of people had with this, is that it felt very hit and miss. Now, I'm not going to say that this technique is 100%, but it dang well increases the likelihood of getting the color you want. If you put in a descriptive word, a noun that is associated with the color and the object, so striking red dress, or you could say ruby red dress, you get an almost 100% hit every time. It's really interesting. So like with this one here, I would put deep green hair, and we're going to put that as an episode 1.2. I think that'll be all we need. And then we're going to go, on this one, we're going to go striking blue eyes. Emphasis 1.2 on this one too. I don't think we need to do much on that. This one here is going to be a luxurious brown chair. I think the reason it works better this way is because you're giving the AI something a little more specific to work with. And the AIs love specificity. So this one we're going to just do 1.1. I don't think we need to do much on that one. Blue walls, they are going to have... I've had weird issues with any kind of blue and green together in an image, but we're going to try it again here anyway. We're going to go navy blue walls. Put a colon there, 1.3 on that one. I think that's all we're going to do. That's all we need to do in this particular instance. We're going to render 2 images on it just to see what it gives us. We should be getting a red dress, deep green hair, blue eyes, striking blue eyes, brown chair, and navy blue walls. Let's go ahead and hit generate on that and see what it does here. Yeah, this one down here is very close. Got blue and red on the dress, but this one is what we were looking for. Give it a second to do the A detailer on the face. Yeah, you can see that it's already a difference, huge difference. So it's hard to see, but the eyes are blue. We got a little bit of color bleed with the hair and the wall, but the fact that it did a blue wall, I mean, yes, it's detailing it, adding some elegance to it. So you got this contrast of red and blue, but you got a blue wall, you got the red dress, green hair, brown chair, kind of a burgundy chair, if you will, and the green eyes. You got like amazing color control with this. Okay. I want to say that the reason a lot of people don't use this is, did you see how long it took me to type that in? It's so dang frustrating, and most people don't care that much. And so, yeah, I can understand that. But this gives you so much control over really the colors in the image and being able to create something very, very cool. Now, this is a super basic image. Not much going on in here. I want to take that same one, and I've actually integrated this into my prompt generator. So what we're going to do, get rid of this right here. We're going to do auto professional portrait of a beautiful woman in a red dress. And we're going to go detail all colors. I should do multiple prompts, but let's see what it does. Yeah, so what do we got here? We got a ruby red dress, emerald green eyes, flowing jet black hair. It didn't emphasize jet black, which is interesting. Interesting. Glimmering silver necklace. So we got that. We can manually enter that one, but let's do this. I want to do 5 prompts. So I want to get some variety. I want to see, it's all about finding one you like, right? So let's start at the top here. We got stunning one, capturing blue eyes, vibrant ruby red dress. It's not using the break command on these. Notice that. Let's try it again. No. AI is weird. There we go. It's a little strange how sometimes it just doesn't include that. So we got the emerald green eyes, ruby red dress, ebony black hair, scarlet red lipstick. We're not having it detail anything of the room. I don't care about that. I really want to show you how this works with dealing with characters. You can do it with abstract. You can do it with background elements. You can do it with a lot of different things. Let's copy that, run over here. And get rid of this, come down here. We're going to throw this in here. Throw those in there, okay. Again, we're just doing portrait. I'm going to do a little bit taller portrait. I like to see them standing when I do this. So we're going to hit render on this. We'll come back and go through them so we can see what they look like. We're going to drop that down to 20, render this a little quicker. We'll watch the first couple here, then I'm going to pause the video so we don't have to wait on the whole thing. I kind of want her in some sort of background. I mean, you're going to see the color difference here, but I honestly think we're going to see something better when we let's see, standing in a garden of flowers. That should give us some color. Yeah, I may have to look at that for some reason. The first one, I always have a problem with the first one. First or second one not giving me the break command afterwards. There we go. So it's still doing the green eyes, radiant emerald green eyes, vibrant red dress, bright red roses, soft pink peonies, deep purple lavenders. And yeah, so we're going to get some really eye-popping colors here. So sorry, yeah, let's jump back in here. Let's redo this. Like I said, I want a little variety going on in it. It just looks better when you got some background to it. There we go. So obviously this one picked up a different color for the dress. That one looked like it did okay. And you can go in, once you get these set up, you can adjust the the weights, as it were, the emphasis number, to emphasize the ones that need to be emphasized. So I'm going to pause this, we'll come back. Okay, so a couple things. as you can see, so here's one of the images that came up. This one here wanted a radiant emerald green eyes, vibrant red dress, bright red roses, which we have a couple in the bag. I didn't really put a lot. It looks like I put them on her dress up here. Soft pink peonies, which it did do that. Deep purple lavender, or they're probably talking about the flowers again. It didn't specify hair, but so a color for her hair, and so it picked up one of those colors for her hair. So you can get very detailed with this and pick specific colors. So because we didn't specify a color, it picked a color for her hair that was out of those, and it looks like the closest was the lavender, which is really cool. I mean, you get these striking eyes, you get the very bright colors, you know, that fit the scene. Let's go through a couple of these other ones here. So we have mesmerizing sapphire blue eyes, which it does have. Fiery red gown, didn't do that. So that is one. What we would do is come in here and actually increase the emphasis to like 1.4 to ensure that the gown is red. Okay, again with that one there. Here's the thing with this one. The reason why she got a yellow dress, and this is just from me experimenting and playing around, is sunflowers are, for some reason in this model anyway, I could try a different model, but in this model sunflowers are a very powerful keyword and have a very strong effect on the image. And we didn't get any tulips in here. Again, it's all sunflowers. It looks like it kind of put some purple stuff up here for the tulips on her hair, but let's go through some of these other ones here. So we have hypnotic jade green eyes, which we got. Crimson red dress, very crimson red. Let's see what else. Vibrant red roses, we got those. Pink carnations, which are on her dress, looks like. And purple irises, maybe those are what those are, and some of those other ones here. So that one actually was very accurate. Did a very good job on those. I love how it has control over the eyes too. Being able to have control over the color of the eye, so it doesn't take on the color of what's around it. Just gives you this really eye-popping image. So one of the things I did while the video was popped, I made a quick tweak on my prompt generator because it wasn't giving me the break command like I wanted to. So I made a quick adjustment so that when I do specify this, it should almost every single time give me exactly what I want. Yeah, there we go. Okay, let's try a different image. We're gonna do let's do a fantasy forest scene. That's all we're gonna say. I'm using my auto function, so it's gonna kind of generate everything along for me in a lot of ways. But we're going to, again, specify. Actually, it might do it without it because the auto is supposed to use all functions, randomly use all functions. So what it's doing here is it is emphasizing some color, but it's not breaking, but it's also emphasizing other effects, which is great because it'll help emphasize those. I mean, help bring those out in the scene. So we're going to go detail different colors. You can use detail all colors, detail different colors. If you use all colors, it tends to use the same color more than once in an image. So we're going to do this here. So here we're getting a break command on a couple of them, a few of them. Some of them don't, and that's fine. Actually, all but one do. This one has all. Oh, it looks like what it's doing here is when there's two together like that, it's putting the break command after both of them, which should. I honestly don't know if that'll work. Let's just throw it in and see. We're going to throw this over to a 16:9. Hit generate. I'll be back in a second. I tell you what, when I watch these images getting generated, when I'm using the coloring format, you know, to do the break command on, I just get excited because I know the image is just going to be just that much more vibrant than I'm used to seeing. Obviously, these are low res, but as you can see, it makes these colors. It brings them out. You get a little. It looks like you get a little bit of color bleed on the tree right here. But look at all these different colors and how they stand out from each other. It's interesting, it had a little jewel on it. But here we got the lavender tree, or the plants. There's different trees. The orange butterfly. What do they call the fox? It was like crimson red fox. So it understands that it's a fox, but it's a deeper color. Again, another fox. Landscape scene, bringing out the different colors of the environment. I think this was a watercolor painting. Yeah, it auto-generated a watercolor. See, this one was a digital artwork. This is an acrylic painting. The model I'm using doesn't really do different art mediums very well. It's designed for doing fantasy digital illustrations. Sometimes it gets an art medium right, but most of the time not. I usually have to switch over to a different model altogether to get the specific art mediums. But as you can see, this really brings out the color in the images, and it's a whole nother ballgame when you get to see vivid colors like this, and especially when you have the ability to control those colors. And we could do something a little different, like with that bottom one down there, we have one that's doing where is it? Amber yellow, sapphire blue, amethyst purple. So that one doesn't have a break command off of a lot of them. I kind of want to just pick one that I can change the color on something here. Let's just grab this one here, put it up here, shut off the multi-prompt there. And let's come in here. We have lively crimson red fox. Kind of makes me wonder if we could change that fox to something a little different. Let's change it to a blood red fox. Yeah. It's having a hard time with that one because it knows what a fox is. Let's try changing it to a color completely different. So let's go deep purple fox. I mean, this is just the fun of it. It may not get me what I want. Yeah, it's having a hard time. The AI itself is having a hard time correlating purple and fox. One way you can kind of fix that, you can kind of mess with this slider, the config scale. When you bring it up, it kind of gives the AI a little more freedom to interpret the prompt, but I still don't think it's going to do. I would have to switch models, I think, to get that. Either that or oh, you know what? Hold on. Break. And let's actually grab that. Another part is I'm not giving the prompt enough depth either. Part is I would need to give it more wordage, which I can do. I might do that here in a minute if this doesn't work. We're going to put the fox up at the beginning because really that should be the beginning, kind of the focus, I think, of the image. Let's just see if changing position, putting it a little closer to the beginning, gives us something. It's doing something, but it's not. As you can see, it tried to do something there, but it's not working on that one. That's fine. That's totally fine. What we could try is come up here and just say one prompt. I don't want to do that. Let's do 80 words. Fantasy surreal illustration of a purple fox in a beautiful forest. Detail different. I'll say detail fox in different colors. Oh, that's interesting. Run that through and see what it looks like. Sometimes with the AI, you got to get real specific. There we go. That's what we're looking for. We had to actually specify that it wasn't just the fox. It was the fox's fur that was purple. Obviously, we got some weirdness going on there. But there you go. We got ourselves a purple fox. So it's pretty crazy what you can get out of this. It put the break command in the right places on here. Yeah, it's fantastic. I love it. I've been playing with this for a few days now, more than that, since the person told me about this, and I realized just how much of an effect it has. And I think people are going to have just a ton of fun with this when they realize it is something you can use. It's not just some weird command that works only part time, part of the time. I appreciate you joining me on this. I hope I got you just as excited as I have been about this, and looking forward to doing more videos. Like and subscribe to this video. Join our Discord if you haven't. Go ahead and put a comment in there. I'll drop a link. You can talk to people about some of the things they're doing. We got a pretty good community going. We got some weekly themes going on, and just excited to be able to share our knowledge and share how we're doing these things. So we'll talk to y'all later. Thanks.